All right, today we're going to install the Design Hardware 3/16 closer. We're going to install it with a top jamb mount. It's going to be where the closer mounts on the top of the jamb and closer arm mount to the door. Now, as you can see from this door, we've made this demonstration several times already today. This time we're going to do it, take it from scratch. Well, first thing we got to do is lay out the door, lay out the frame. The closer body, like I said, goes on the top of the jamb. With the 3/16 closer in the top jamb application, that door will open several different ways. You can set it to open to 100 degrees, to about 130 degrees, or all the way around to 180 degrees. The demonstration today, we're going to set it at 130 degrees. You're going to take your sheet, your installation sheet, look at that. You're going to notice that your first dimension you need for your closer body right here, and that will be 6 inches. So we want to lay that out. Your dimension goes from the pivot point of your hinge, which is basically right here on your jamb. You're going to bring that over. You're going to lay that out at 6 inches. And that hole is a 1/2 inch up. Then just lay it out, 1/2 inch. There you go. The holes are 3/4 inch apart. So we want to measure up 3/4 inch from the hole, center to center. Measure that. Mark it. Now I always like to just double check it. In the second hole, make sure we're at the 6. Now the holes are 12 inches apart. So we go from center to center, 12 inches. There it is right there. You can see we've got lots of holes in this frame already, but we just lay them out, make sure we got the correct spacing. Now we're 3/4 inch apart, which would be that one. And we are 12 inches to center. There we go. Now we've got the jamb laid out for the body. We've got to lay the door out for the arm. All your dimensions are picked up from that very first hole we laid out, which was 6 inches over. We take our dimension sheet, we need to look at it. We are 5.5 inches from that hole over. That's where our arm will hit the door. So what I'll do is go ahead and measure that 5.5 inches. In the center of that hole, I'll mark the frame. And I'll take my small square, pull the door closed, and I'll line that square up on the mark, and I'll square that mark down to the door. Put a mark on it. Now that's for my distance from the pivot point. You'll need to locate the height on that. Back and check your dimension sheet. Everything's right here in front of you. You need to be from the stop, which is right here, from the stop on the frame to that hole, you're 1 7/8 inch. So you got to pull the door closed, measure from the stop, measure down 1 7/8 inch, and mark it. And as you can see, we've already got a hole there. Now those holes are 1 3/4 inches apart. I go ahead and lay that out, lay my mark, there we go, 1 3/4 inches. Now what I'll do, with the door open, I'll generally just take this mark and bring it over. I'm at 2 1/4, I'll bring it over 2 1/4, mark it, circle it. Now we've got our door laid out, we've got our frame laid out. Now if this were a new door application, and what I would do, always take a center punch on these holes when you're done laying them out on a metal door. You go ahead and just punch the centers of your marks, and face the door. Go ahead and punch the top of the jamb also. We're going to punch them nice and deep. It'll make those self-drilling, self-tapping screws running a whole lot better. Then I'll also take my 3/16 drill bit, and I'll pre-drill that hole. Even though they are already drilled in this demonstration, I would pre-drill the first hole for the foot, and I would come over here and that very first hole we laid out for the closer body, I would pre-drill it also. Now, first couple times you put these on, you might want to just pre-drill them all. And as you'll see, as we go through here with all the holes already drilled, it is a whole lot faster and a whole lot simpler. Now we've got everything laid out, everything pre-drilled. We want to get into our box. We want to get the closer body out. This is the 3/16 closer body. Get the arm out. The arm consists basically of 2 parts. The forearm, which is the part that adjusts, and the main arm. And the end of the forearm is the foot. We've got a decorative cover that comes with this. We've got a parallel arm bracket that comes in the box, but we won't use it on this application. Then we've got a screw pack. In the screw pack, there's enough screws to mount this thing many different ways. You want to go ahead and dump that out and look at it. We've also got in the box of through bolts. If you're putting this 3/16 onto a wooden door, you might want to consider through bolting it to a wooden door. For our application today, though, we're doing a metal door. We're going to use a self-drilling, self-tapping screw. Now, what we want to do is go ahead and attach the body to the frame. You look at the body's got basically 3 adjustment valves. It's got a latch valve, a valve to adjust the latch speed. It's got a sweep valve, which is a valve to adjust the sweep speed. And you've also got the back check valve, which is on the side of the body. Now when you attach this body on the top jamb mount, you want the sweep and the latch to be towards the hinge side. So that would be this hole right here is the first hole we laid out. That's this hole on the closer body. I always just take the screw and drop it through there. You want to look at that, make sure you get the right screw in the right spot. Take your screw gun and we're going to go ahead and attach that. Now, as you notice, even with it pre-drilled, it can be a challenge. Now I would let that hang down there and try to hold it up in this position. Sometimes it can fall on your head. Okay, so we want to go ahead and take the other screws, the self-tapping screws out of the kit. I always like to go in like a caddy corner pattern. So since I'm on the bottom over there, I'd like to do the top one over here. Even with them pre-drilled, they can fight you. So let's go ahead and run that bottom one in. Get that nice and tight. See if we can straighten that top one out any. There we go. And we got one to put in over here. Now we got the body attached, so we want to go ahead and take the arm and take it apart. We want to take the screw out of the forearm. Got to save that screw because we're going to use it later, so make sure you keep it handy. Take the part of the arm out with the foot attached to it. We're going to attach that to the door. On the foot, you'll notice it's attached with a screw. You want to attach it with that screw down. If that screw would ever fall out of there and come loose, it'll just fall out and the pinion shaft will still stay in place, holding the arm on. So there again, what I do, laid this first hole out closest to the hinge. I'll just drop my screw in my arm. We'll go ahead and attach that. Screw it right on there. Screw the other one on. And there we go. Now the arm's attached to the door. Now we need to attach the main arm to the closer body. You look at the main arm, it's got several index numbers on it. It's got a flat spot on the inside of the arm. You look at the shaft coming out of the closer, you've got a square shaft with a flat spot on it, one corner basically flattened off. We're going to line that flat on the arm up with the flat on the closer. You want to run the screw in it. Go ahead and screw that on there right now so that arm doesn't fall off there and end up hitting you in the head. You got it located right, you can screw it on tight and be done with it. There we go. Now to put the arm together, you basically just got to bring the door closed. Got to kind of slide the forearm back together, slide it over till you can see the screw hole, and take the screw that you took out earlier, run it right in there. There you go. Don't run it too tight because you're still going to have to adjust that arm. Now if you look at that arm coming off of there, you want that arm that's attached to the door, the forearm, to basically come off of there at 90 degrees. You just want to slide it over until it's good and straight, hold it in place, screw it in there, tighten it up. There you go. Now basically, that's the 3/16 attached and mounted. You still need to set the speeds on it. We talked about the 3 speeds. You got the latch speed, the sweep speed, and the back check. The sweep speed takes it from here, lets it come to about right there, and then that last little bit's your latch. You notice I did that with my hand held on it. You want to be careful. That door can really take off on you. So it doesn't hurt to test it the first couple times with your hand on it. What I like to do first is set the latch speed on it. The latch speed is the one with the L. Go ahead and turn it in to slow it down. Turn it about a quarter of a turn. Turn it about another quarter. Just a quarter at a time is about all you need. If you're going real fast, we'll turn it more than that. But like right now, we've got our latch pretty good. The sweep is going pretty fast. So I am going to turn that sweep valve one full turn before I even start. and then we'll see where that gets us. There you go. It got it pretty good right off the bat. And there's the latch. Now, when that door is open 90 degrees and coming swinging closed, you should be able to count to 15 before it latches. So normally what I'll do, just hold it open at 90, let go of it, start counting. As it comes closed, there you go. Basically, that's good. Now this 316 has also got the back check valve on it. The back check does is it catches it so it doesn't swing out of your hands like that. You can set that valve quarter of a turn at a time, and you'll feel it. When you go to push that door open, you'll see where it stops. So right now it stops a little far. We wanted to get it to swing and to stop right about there, about 90 degrees. Go ahead and turn that valve another quarter of a turn and see where it gets you. You can feel it when you push on it. You can feel the resistance come against you. It gets it just about where we want it. Now, the 316 closer also has a power adjustment on it, has a power spring built into it. Let's say you got a panic on there, you got maybe a bunch of weather stripping and a sweep and a whole lot of stuff. You need to get that door to hit just a little harder. And not any faster, just harder. So you want to adjust the power spring. That's a small nut on the end of it that your Allen wrench goes in. You want to turn it generally one turn at a time. One full turn. That's 2 half turns with this wrench. And all that does is makes it hit harder. Doesn't go any faster. You'll notice our sweep is still the same if you were counting. Our latch is still the same. But what you got is right there, that last little bit, right there. It just gives it a little more guts to snap that latch closed. Once you're good with that and you think you got it all adjusted where you want it, you want to go ahead and put the cover on it. Now the 316 comes with a nice architectural cover. Got removable knockouts on it, handed. You want to line it up, look at that. You want to slide the knockout back in the one you want to put it in, get it on there. And when you put this on, it's got 2 small screws in a screw pack. You want to put it on with a hand screwdriver though. You don't want to run them on with a power driver, you'll run them right through the case. Always just hold that up there, take the hand screwdriver, line the screw up, and you can see the hole, see how it lines up, and there you go. Run that in. Even with the hand screwdriver, don't run it all the way tight. Leave just a little bit of play in it. You can draw them right through it, the cover if you're not careful. And come to this side. Do the same thing. You can line it up. You can see it. Put it in there. Screw it in. Now, one of the nice features on the 316 closer is, let's say you got it all set and all ready to go, and you go to test it, and for some reason, you don't like it. Say the wind has changed on you or whatever, and now it's closing a little too hard. You can always adjust this through the cover. You don't have to take the cover off to adjust the 316. You can line it up, turn the valves. A nice feature. After you got the case on, you've adjusted it, you're fine. I always test it one more time. Swing it open, let it come closed, count to yourself that 15. As you do a lot of these, you'll get in the habit of just counting that as you close them. And that is the 316 mounted top jamb.